The blinded cat has meowed 3 times.
Thrice and once the hedgehog whined.
Harpier cries, "'Tis time, 'tis time." The 3 witches circle the cauldron, chanting spells and adding bizarre ingredients to their stew. Hecate appears and commands the witches for their work.
Well done. I admire your efforts and all of you will share the rewards. Now come sing around the cauldron a ring of elves and fairies, enchanting everything you put in.
By the breaking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Doors, open up for whoever is knocking.
What's going on here? You secrets, evil, midnight hags. What are you doing?
A deed with no word for.
In fulfillment of the witch's prediction, Macbeth enters. He asks the witches to reveal the truth of their prophecies to him. To answer his questions, they summon horrible apparitions, each of which offers a prediction to allay Macbeth's fears.
Come,
high or low,
thyself
an office deftly show.
First, a floating head warns him to beware Macduff. Macbeth says that he has already guessed as much.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth. Beware Macduff. Beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough.
Wherever you are, thanks for thy good caution. You have guessed exactly what I feared.
Then, a bloody child appears and tells him that no man will ever be capable of harming.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for nobody born for a woman shall harm Macbeth.
The crowned child holding a tree tells him that he is safe, until Birnam Wood moves to Dunsinane Hill.
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be brave like the lion and proud. Don't even worry about who hates you, who resents you, and who conspires against you. Macbeth will never be defeated until Birnam Wood marches to fight you at Dunsinane Hill.
That will never be who can impress the forest. Bid the tree.
Finally, a procession of 8 crowned kings walks by, the last carrying a mirror. Banquo's ghost walks at the end of the line. Macbeth demands to know the meaning of this final vision.
Show!
Show! Show! But the witches perform a mad dance and then vanish.
Where are they? Gone. Let this evil hour be marked forever in the calendar as cursed. You, outside, come in.
What's your grace's will?
Did you see the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Didn't they pass by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Who was it that came here?
2 or 3 men, my lord, who brought the message that Macduff has fled to England.
Fled to England?
Yes, my good lord.
Macbeth resolves to send murderers to capture Macduff's castle and to kill Macduff's wife and children.
At Macduff's castle, Lady Macduff accosts Ross, demanding to know why her husband has fled.
What did he do that made him flee this land?
You must have patience, madam. You don't know whether it was wisdom or fear that made him flee.
How could it be wisdom to leave his wife, his children, his house, and his titles?
Ross insists that she trusts her husband's judgment and then regretfully departs.
My dearest relative, I'm begging you, please pull yourself together.
He has a father, and yet he's fatherless.
I have to go. If I stay any longer, I'll embarrass you and disgrace myself by crying. I'll be leaving now.
Once Ross is gone, Lady Macduff tells her son that his father is dead, but the little boy perceptively argues that he is not.
Young man, your father's dead. What are you going to do now? How are you going to live?
As birds do, mother.
What? Are you going to start eating worms and flies?
I mean, I will live on whatever I get, like birds do.
Suddenly, a messenger hurries in, warning Lady Macduff that she is in danger and urging her to flee.
Bless you, fair lady. You don't know me, but I know you're an important person. I'm afraid something dangerous is coming toward you, and harm is getting close. Heaven keep you safe.
Where should I go? I haven't done anything wrong. Who are these men?
Where is your husband?
I hope he's not anywhere so disreputable that thugs like you can find him.
He's a traitor.
Macduff's son calls the murderer a liar, and the murderer stabs him.
You're lying, you shaggy-haired villain!
What? You egg! You son of a traitor!
Mother! Run away! I beg you!
Murder! Murder!
Let's seek out some shady place where we can sit down alone and cry our hearts out.
Malcolm speaks with Macduff, telling him that he does not trust him since he has left his family in Scotland and may be secretly working for Macbeth.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. Even someone with a good and virtuous nature might give way to a royal command. But I beg your pardon. My fears can't actually make you evil.
To determine whether Macduff is trustworthy, Malcolm rambles on about his own vices.
I'm talking about myself. I know I have so many vices that when people see all of them exposed, evil Macbeth will seem pure as snow in comparison, and poor Scotland will call him a sweet lamb when they compare him to me and my infinite evils.
Even in hell you couldn't find a devil worse than Macbeth.
I admit that he's murderous, lecherous, greedy, lying, deceitful, violent, malicious, and guilty of every sin that has a name. But there is no end, absolutely none, to my sexual desires. Well, we'll speak more soon. Is King Edward coming out?
Yes, sir. A crowd of sick people is waiting for him to heal them. Their illness confounds the most advanced techniques of modern medicine, but when he touches them, they heal immediately because of the power granted to him by heaven.
I thank you, Doctor.
When the doctor leaves, Malcolm explains to Macduff that King Edward has miraculous power to cure disease. Ross enters. He has just arrived from Scotland and tells Macduff that his wife and children are well.
Don't be stingy with your words. What's the news?
While I was coming here to tell you my sad news, I heard rumors that many good men are arming themselves to rebel against Macbeth. When I saw Macbeth's army on the move, I knew the rumors must be true.
Let them be comforted. I'm returning to Scotland. Gracious King Edward has sent us, noble Seward, and 10,000 soldiers.
I wish I could repay this happy news with good news of my own, but I have some news that should be howled in a barren desert where nobody can hear it.
Then, breaking down, Ross confesses to Macduff that Macbeth has murdered his wife and children. Macduff is crushed with grief.
And I had to be away. My wife was killed too.
I said she was.
Be comforted. Let's cure this awful grief by taking revenge on Macbeth.
He doesn't have children. Did you say all? All of them? What? All my children and their mother dead in one fell swoop?
Fight it like a man.
I will. But I also have to feel it like a man. I can't help remembering the things that were most precious to me. Did heaven watch the slaughter and not send down any help?
Malcolm urges him to turn his grief to anger, and Macduff assures him that he will inflict revenge upon Macbeth.
Let this anger sharpen your sword. Transform your grief into anger. Don't block the feelings in your heart. Let them loose as rage. Come on, let's go see King Edward. The army is ready. Cheer up as much as you can. A new day will come at last.
I've stayed up with you for 2 nights now, and I haven't seen any evidence of what you were talking about. When was the last time you saw her sleepwalking?
Since Macbeth went to war, I have seen her rise from her bed, put on her nightgown, unlock her closet, take out some paper, fold it, write on it, read it, seal it up, and then return to bed, remaining asleep the entire time.
It's unusual to be asleep and act as if you're awake. When she is like this, besides walking and performing different activities, have you heard her say anything?
She says something, sir, but I will not tell it to you.
You really should tell me.
I will not reveal it to you nor to anyone else because there is no one else to witness her speech. Look, here she comes. This is exactly how she always looks, and I swear it, she is fast asleep. Watch her. Keep hidden.
How did she get that candle?
It stands by her bedside. She always has to have a light next to her. Those are her orders.
You see, her eyes are open.
Yes, but I don't see anything.
What is she doing now? Look how she rubs her hands.
She often does that. She looks like she's washing her hands. I've seen her do that before for as long as 15 minutes.
There's still a spot here.
Listen, she's talking. I'll write down what she says, so I'll remember it better.
Come out, damned spot. Out. 1, 2. Okay, it's time to do it now. Hell is murky. Nonsense, my lord. Nonsense. You are a soldier, and yet you are afraid. Why should we be scared when no one can lay the guilt upon us? But who would have thought the old man would have had so much blood in him?
Did you hear that?
The Thane Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will my hands never be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You ruin everything by acting startled like this.
Now look what you've done. You've heard something you shouldn't have.
She said something she shouldn't have said. I'm sure. Heaven knows what secret she's keeping.
I still have the smell of blood on my hand. All the perfumes of Arabia couldn't make my little hand smell better. Oh, oh, oh.
What a heavy sigh. Her heart is carrying a heavy weight.
I wouldn't want a heart like hers, even if you made me queen.
Well, well, well.
I hope what she's saying is good, sir.
This disease is not covered by my expertise, but I have known people who sleepwalk and weren't guilty of anything.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Don't look so frightened. I tell you again, Banco is buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Is this true?
To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed, to bed, to bed.
Will she go to bed now?
Yes, right away.
Evil rumors are going around. Strange acts will cause supernatural things to happen. People with guilty and deranged minds will confess their secrets to their pillows as they sleep. This woman needs a priest more than a doctor. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove anything she might hurt herself with. Watch her constantly. And now, good night. She has bewildered my mind and amazed my eyes. I have an opinion, but I don't dare to say it aloud.
Good night. Good doctor.
The English army is near, led by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. They are burning for revenge. The wrongs they have suffered would make dead men rise up and fight.
We'll meet them near Birnam Wood. They're coming that way. Does anyone know if Donalbain is with his brother?
He is definitely not there, sir. I have a list of all the important men. Seward's son is there, as well as many boys that are too young to have beards, who will become men by joining in this battle.
What is the tyrant Macbeth doing?
He is fortifying his castle at Dunsinane with heavy defenses. Some say he's insane. Those who hate him less call it brave anger. One thing is certain, he's out of control.
Now Macbeth feels the blood of his murdered enemies sticking to his hands. Now, rebel armies punish him every minute for his treachery. The soldiers he commands are only following orders. They don't fight because they love Macbeth. Now he seems too small to be a great king, like a midget trying to wear the robes of a giant.
Who can blame him for acting crazy, when inside, he criticizes himself for everything he's done?
Well, let's keep marching and give our loyalty to someone who truly deserves it. We're going to meet Malcolm, the doctor who will cure our sick country. We'll pour out our own blood to help him.
However much blood we need to give to water the royal flower and drown the weeds, to make Malcolm king and get rid of Macbeth, let's proceed on our march to Birnam.
Don't bring me any more reports. I don't care if all the Danes abandon me. Until Birnam Wood gets up and moves to Dunsinane, I won't be affected by fear. Was the boy, Malcolm? Wasn't he born from a woman? The spirits that know the future have told me this. Don't be afraid, Macbeth. No man born from a woman will ever defeat you. So get out of here, disloyal Thanes, and join the weak and decadent English. My mind and courage will never falter with doubt or shake with fear. May the devil turn you black, you white-faced fool. Why do you look like a frightened goose?
There are 10,000
Geese, you idiot.
soldiers, sire.
Go pinch your cheeks and bring some color back into your face. You chicken. What soldiers, fool? Curse you. That distorted face of yours will frighten the others as well. What soldiers, mudface?
The English army, sire.
Go away, peasant. Satan! I'm sick of tired when I see Satan. Come here. This battle will either secure my reign forever, or else remove me from the throne. I have lived long enough. The course of my life is beginning to wither and fall away, like a yellowing leaf in autumn. The things that should go along with old age, like honor, love, obedience, and loyal friends, I cannot hope to have. Instead, I have passionate, but quietly whispered curses. People who honor me with their words, but not in their hearts. And lingering life, which my heart would gladly end, though I can't bring myself to do it. Satan!
What do you want?
Is there more news?
All the rumors have been confirmed.
I'll fight until they slash the flesh off my bones. Give me my armor.
You don't need it yet.
I'll put it on anyway. Send out more cavalry. Scour the whole country and hang anyone spreading fear. Give me my armor. How is my wife, Doctor?
She is not sick, my lord, but she is troubled with endless visions that keep her from sleeping.
Cure her. Can't you treat a diseased mind? Take away her memory of sorrow. Use some drug to erase the troubling thoughts from her brain and ease her heart.
The cure is for the patient to heal herself.
Medicine is for the dogs. I won't have anything to do with it. Come, put my armor on me. Give me my lance. Satan, send out the soldiers. Doctor, the Danes are running away from me. Come on, sir, hurry. Can you figure out what's wrong with my country? If you can diagnose its disease by examining its urine and bring it back to health, I will praise you to the ends of the earth, where the sound will echo back so you can hear the applause again. Pull it off, I tell you. What drug would purge the English from this country? Have you heard of any?
Yes, my good lord. Your preparation for war sounds like something.
Bring the armor and follow me. I will not be afraid of death and destruction until Burnham Forest picks itself up and moves to Dunsinane.
I wish I were far away from Dunsinane. You couldn't pay me to come back here.
Kinsmen, I hope the time is coming when people will be safe in their own bedrooms.
We don't doubt it.
What is the name of this forest behind us?
Bonhamwood.
Tell every soldier to break off a branch and hold it in front of him. That way we can conceal how many of us there are, and Macbeth's spies will give him inaccurate reports.
We'll do it! We have no news except that boastful monster Macbeth is still in Dunsinane and will allow us to lay siege to the castle.
He wants to lay siege. If ever his soldiers have an opportunity to leave him, they do, whatever rank they are. No one fights with him except men who are forced to, and their hearts aren't in it.
We shouldn't make any judgments until we achieve our goal. Let's go fight like hard-working soldiers. General! The die is cast. Let us cross the Rubicon.
Hang our flags on the outer walls. Everyone keeps yelling, "Here they come!" Our castle is strong enough to ignore their siege. They can sit out there until they die of hunger and disease. If it weren't for the fact that so many of our soldiers revolted and joined them, we could have met them out in the front of the castle, man to man, and beaten them back to England. What's that noise?
It's women crying, my good lord.
I've almost forgotten what fear feels like. There was a time when I would have been terrified by a shriek in the night, and the hair on my skin would have stood up when I heard a ghost story. But now I've had my fill of real horrors. Horrible things that are so familiar that they can't startle me. What was that cry for?
The queen's dead, my lord.
She would have died anyway. That news was supposed to come someday. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. The days creep slowly along until the end of time, and every day that's already happened has taken fools that much closer to their death. Out, out, brief candle. Life is nothing more than an illusion. It's like a poor actor who struts and worries for his hour on the stage and then is never heard from again. Life is a story told by an idiot, full of noise and emotional disturbance, but completely lacking in meaning. You've come to confess something to me. Tell me now.
My gracious lord, I don't know how to say this, but regardless, I've no choice but to tell you what I witnessed.
Just say it now.
As I was watching the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and I thought I saw the forest begin to move.
What a liar. Slave!
Punish me if it's not true. I swear I'm seeing a moving forest 3 miles from here.
If you're lying, I'll hang you alive from the nearest tree until you die of hunger. If what you say is true, you can do the same to me. My confidence is failing. I'm starting to doubt the lies the devil told me, which sounded like truth. Don't worry until Burnham Wood comes to Dunsinane. And now a wood is coming to Dunsinane. Prepare for battle, and go! If what this messenger says is true, it's no use running away or staying here. I'm starting to grow tired of living, and I'd like to see the world plunged into chaos. Ring the alarms. Blow wind, come ruin. At least we'll die with our armor on.
We're close enough now. Throw down these branches and show them who you really are. Uncle Seward, you and your son will lead the first battle. Brave Macduff and I will do the rest.
Good luck. If we meet Macbeth's army tonight, we will allow them to beat us if we cannot fight.
Blow all the trumpets! They loudly announce the news of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I can't run away. I have to stand and fight, like a bear. Where's the man who wasn't born from a woman? He's the only one I'm afraid of. Nobody else.
Tyrant, what would be your name?
You'll be too scared to hear my name.
No, I won't. Even if you're the worst of all the worst, I can take it.
My name is Macbeth.
The devil himself couldn't even say that disgusting word.
No, nor could the devil's name be more frightening.
What a liar! I'll prove to you that I can kill you by my sword. I'm not scared.
You were born from a woman. Swords don't frighten me. I laugh at any weapon used by a man who was born from a woman.
The noise is coming from over there. Tyrant, show your face. If someone other than me kills you, the ghosts of my wife and children will haunt me forever. I can't be bothered to fight these lame and boring soldiers who only fight for money. I'll either fight you, Macbeth, or else I'll put my sword unused. You must be over there. By the great noise, it sounds like one of the highest ranking men is being announced. I hope I find him. I ask for nothing more than that.
Come this way, my lord. The castle has been surrendered without a fight. Macbeth's soldiers are fighting on both sides. Our noblemen are battling bravely. We can almost win this. And it seems like there's not much left to do.
Our enemies fight as if they're trying not to hurt us.
Let's enter the castle, sir.
Why should I play the Roman fool and take my own life? As long as I see enemies of mine alive, I would rather see my word wound them.
Turn around, hellhound! Turn! I have no words. My voice is in my sword. You are too evil than terms can give thee out.
Macbeth and Macduff fight as they let their swords do the talking during their lasting battle. The battle was as fierce as the Normans had done at Hastings, but the two chose to give it their all.
You frightened away my courage. I don't believe those evil creatures anymore. They trick me with their word games, raising my homes and then destroying them. I will not fight you.
Then surrender, coward! We'll put you in a freak show, just like they do with rare monsters.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet. So, Burnham Wood really did come to Dunsinane. I will fight till the end. Before my body, I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff.
Consummatum est.
War is sweet for those who haven't experienced it.
Macduff is missing, and so is your noble son.
My lord, your son has paid the soldier's price, death. He only lived long enough to become a man, and as soon as he proved that he was a man by fighting like one, he died.
So he has fallen?
Yes, and he's been carried off the field. Your grief should not be equal to his worth, because then your sorrow would never end.
Were his wounds on his front side?
Yes, my lord, on his front.
Well then, he's God's soldier now. If I had as many sons as I have hairs on my head, I couldn't hope that any of them would die more honorably than he did. And that's all there is to it.
He is worth more mourning than that, and I will mourn for him.
He is worth no more than that. They tell me he died well and settled his scores. With that, I hope God is with him. Here comes better news.
Hail, King! Because that's what you are now. Look, here I have Macbeth's cursed head. Sic semper tyrannis. May tragedy befall the tyrants of the world. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, my King of Scotland!
It won't be long before I reward each of you as he deserves, my thanes and kinsmen. I name you all earls, the first earls that Scotland has ever had. We have a lot to do at the dawn of this new era. We must call all of our exiled friends, who fled from the grip of Macbeth's tyranny. And we must bring to justice all the evil ministers of this dead butcher and his demon-like queen, who rumor has it committed suicide. This, and whatever else we are called to do by God, we will do at the right time and in the right place. So I thank you all, and I invite each and every one of you to come watch me be crowned King of Scotland at Scone.
All hail Malcolm!
All hail Malcolm the Liberator! 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 All hail Malcolm the Liberator!
Through adversity. To the stars!